Hi everyone, this is Hareem Farooq and today I'll be sharing my success story with you people through UKVibe.TV. I'm an actor currently and a producer as well, a film producer. I started off with theatre. I left my studies in between, but then I got a degree as well. I had to complete that because that's very important. If you want to get into media, that does not mean that you leave your education. For me, it was a very impulsive decision at that time, but then I realized how important education is. My father said, you have to get a degree. I was like, yeah, it was time for that. I was like, yeah, please, whatever. But then I realized, education is important, you have to do that. So I got that, and I started off with theatre, did theatre for 5 years. I was lucky enough, and I feel very honored that I got to work with people like Anwar Maqsood, who is who is a legend from Pakistan, and he's known internationally, globally. I did theatre with him for some time. Then I got a few TV offers. When I thought, you know what, I'm okay. I've set up a foundation for my acting. I've polished my skill, and I've learned a lot through theatre. And it's now time for me to take the next step. I started off with TV, which was more mainstream right now in Pakistan. God has been kind. He gave me a lot of respect. In a very short time, I was recognized for my acting skills. There were times when I was overwhelmed. I was like, okay, wow, this is too much fame for me. I'm not A. This was not my aim. B. Okay, what is happening? It's very overwhelming at times. And then my friend Imran Raza Kazmi is a very dear and childhood friend. He was already into film productions, and he suggested that why not, let's be partners, because we have that good trust factor. Let's be business partners, and why not produce films together? I mean, you have this passion for acting, you have this passion for films, and I have this passion for producing films. So why don't we get into this together and make something out of it and take it globally, take Pakistan global, and clear the image that Pakistan has right now internationally, which is a very negative image. So this was our aim. So the kind of films that we want to make, it's not necessary that we give a message in each and every film, but it's something that any good film that's going from Pakistan on an international platform says a lot about Pakistan. So this is what I'm currently doing right now, and this is what I am. I am originally from Islamabad, and I was born and raised in Islamabad, but my family goes back to Narowal, which is near Sialkot. To be very honest, I didn't get into a lot of history with my family, but yes, I know one thing, that if you go way back into the family tree, I think we belong to some tribe, some Arab tribe, which is we belong to the Quraysh, the Arab tribe that there was. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with this, so I'm not into family history and all that. I think being born and raised in Islamabad gave me a lot of, it somehow motivated me. Why? Because Islamabad is a very small city, though it's the capital, but it's very underexposed when it comes to media. Not a lot of talent is taken from here, not a lot of people are given opportunities, and knowing Islamabad, I know there's a huge amount of talent in this city. So I wanted to take people, I wanted to go out of Islamabad. I wanted to prove to the country itself that there's a lot of talent within Islamabad, and this city needs to be explored. So I think that motivated me a lot. So that was, for me, this is what this is the role Islamabad has to play when it comes to my motivation. Starting off with my kindergarten to my primary school, I was always into a lot of stage and a lot of theatre that used to happen in school. So I was always the first one to go into that. I was always the first one auditioning over there. I don't know why, somehow I was. It used to give me a lot of energy. It used to excite me. So I was never really sure, whether I really wanted this or not. Then there came a point when I realized, maybe this is exactly what I want to do. Being an actor is something that I want to do, but I wasn't really vocal about it. I was like, maybe, the family won't support, or at that time the media was not such a respected thing, as I don't want to say it, but it wasn't. So I was never really vocal about it, so I just kept it inside me. But while I was after my A-levels, I got an opportunity to do theatre. I auditioned for it, and I was selected. It was a very small role, it was a 10-minute role, and I still remember that moment when I put my foot on the stage. when the curtains opened and I was there, and at that moment I realized this is exactly what I want to do. Because I've never been happier, I've never been more excited, I've never been more energized than this moment that I'm here right now. So I was like, this is it. This is the only thing that I want to do in life. And what's the point if I'm not happy doing what I do? I'd rather struggle, or I'd rather go through a tough time for something that I love, something that I would want to live for, something that is my passion. So I decided, and then I became vocal about it. I talked to my parents about it, and they were very supportive. They didn't say, oh Allah, tawbah, astaghfirullah, media and whatnot. So they always said, do what your heart says. Don't go for something that the society says is the norm. Don't go for that. So go for something that you want to live for. Because if you're not happy doing what you do, if you don't love what you do, you'll never succeed in life. So I was glad. I was like, okay, my parents support me and all. So I think, and even sitting here right now, I think my parents, my family is the biggest support that there's been. The confidence that I get is because of my parents, is because of my sister. So I think that's very important. If you want to get into media, if anyone who wants to get into media, they need to have their family's support. If nothing else, convince them that it's not a bad thing. It's about who you are and how you carry yourself. Producing Janan is one of my biggest challenges, because it's as easy as it sounds. That hey, I'm just producing a film. It's not easy at all, especially in this country. You have to, they're very minimum resources, and people don't have a lot of knowledge and a lot of exposure as far as film is concerned. So it's very, very, very difficult. And actually it's easier to act than it is to produce. And it's worse when you're an actor and you have to produce. You have to compromise a lot of things. But that was my biggest challenge, and I'm glad. Obviously, I had my whole team with me. I had my partner with me, Imran Kazmi. Actually, he's the one who taught me a lot of things. So for me, I think for him it was a bigger challenge. For me, I thought it was a huge challenge, but for him it was just like, I think, hell. But I'm glad that we got through that, and it was a very good learning process, and that has made us we're ready for more projects and more challenges. I think after Janan, we think we can face anything in this world. Not true, but maybe we can. TV is this, right? That's about it. Film is like a 70 feet screen where everything shows. You have to have the perfect body language. You have to have the perfect expressions. You need to be careful about overacting or underacting. It has to be a certain balance. TV, on the other hand, is a small screen. I won't say it's like it's very easy, but as compared to film, it's easy. It's easier. But you have to have different kind of techniques as far as acting is concerned for film. And unfortunately right now in Pakistan, that's the problem, because we've been influenced so much by drama industry. This is the industry that was, that is all grown up and it's established and everything. So we're pretty much influenced by that. So we at times forget the difference between film and TV. So you really need to study about that. You need to do your research well to understand the difference. You cannot just say, okay, I've done so many dramas, now I can do a film as well. Despite doing so many dramas, when you go on in front of a film camera, you need to be particular about things. You need to have that certain kind of knowledge. So I think they're two extremely different things. Criticism, as long as it's constructive and positive, I'm very open to that. Negative and hate, I just ignore. Because I don't think that's something that I need to be bothered about. I'd rather keep my focus and be positive and spread that positivity. And so far I haven't received so much hate, but then again I cannot be pleasing everyone around. I'm sure there are people out there who even after watching this video will say, what the hell? And I'll be like, okay, who cares? Because I believe that you just need to be positive. You need to be moving forward. You need to be concerned about your growth, and people around you need to be concerned about that, rather than concentrating more on haters and criticism. First of all, the people. They're amazing people, by the way. I've never seen anyone like a Pakistani. Even if you go abroad, you know, okay, acha, this one is a Pakistani. You know that they have such distinguished characteristics. But second thing has to be the geography, the landscapes, everything. If you go on to explore Pakistan, it's amazing, it's beautiful. The third thing has to be the culture, the family values that we have. I think I adore that, I love that. As much as this is what I recently realized, you know, as much as we say that, oh my god, you know what, I'm an independent woman now and I don't, or I'm an independent man and I don't need my family. We're just not tuned like that, we're not trained like that. I've lived alone, I've lived independently, but I missed my family and I eventually ran back to them because we're just not like that. And I think I love that about Pakistan. Achievements that I'm proud of the most. I might sound very ambitious, but there are a lot of things that I think I still haven't achieved. But I won't say I'm a pessimistic person. Yes, there's certain small things that you go and you say, okay, oh yes, finally achieved that. I'd say my first production, my film production, was a huge achievement. Being able to sustain as an actor in theatre for a very long time and getting praise for that, and building up that, being a part of building up that industry is another achievement. So far, when I especially with Janan, when we premiered it internationally, especially in London, the feedback that we got from the foreigners was, I think, so far my biggest achievement, when they said, you know, that we didn't know Pakistan was like this. They didn't know, they were actually foreigners coming out of the cinemas and they were like, yeah, did you actually shoot in Sawat? Is this actually Sawat? I was like, yes, this is Sawat. It's like, so nobody got shot? I was like, no, no one got shot. You see, I'm standing right in front of you. So that was, I think, so far one of the many achievements that I want to achieve in life, but it was one of the biggest that I've had so far. Stop listening to Fox, BBC, CNN. No, don't do that. But I'd say, you know, do your own research. Instead of thinking that, oh, this is what the media has to say about a certain country, this is what it would be like. It's not true. Do your own research. You need to know what the people are like. Just don't believe anything that you see on TV or you see on the news. I mean, if you go by that, there would be so many things that we would be missing out in life we won't dare to do because the media says so. So I'd say do your own research. You have Google, please Google Pakistan, Google Pakistani people, Google the landscape. I mean, hello, we have so many people coming over here. Unfortunately, yes, the negative press has damaged the tourism a bit, but Google, please, Pakistani. Absolutely, I have a very good piece of advice for aspiring actors. Just keep your intentions clear, just keep your intentions pure. Be honest with what you want to do. You just know you want to be an actor for what? Just know the reason you want to be an actor for. Do you want to be an actor because it's something that it's something that's a passion for you, or it's something that is just you want to be famous, you want to get money. If you want to do that, then you know there are a lot of other ways to do that. So just don't become an actor because you want to be famous or you want to have a lot of money. I think the Pakistani cinema has grown a lot, even though right now it's still a toddler. It's still learning to crawl, and it is crawling, but it will eventually stand. There have been huge progress. We have finally started going international. Finally, this a lot of countries where Pakistani cinema is being released and being watched, which is great, which is amazing. And I think I won't be too positive and too ambitious and say, okay, oh, you know, very soon we're going to compete with Hollywood and Bollywood. That's not true. We're going to take time, we're going to take our sweet time, but eventually we'll get there. The best part is that it's not stopping anytime soon. So as long as you're growing, I think that's the biggest success that there is. You are a failure when you stop and when you give up. So right now, this is the biggest success right now that there is, that it's still growing and people are working hard for its progress. You know, I personally feel success is not an individual thing. For me, success is when I take my people with me. I take my country with me. If I'm the only one standing at the top without my people around me, then I won't consider myself successful. Then I think I'll just be a lonely person and that's about it. In order to be successful, or in order to know the true meaning of success, you need to know you need to be, I think you need to be more than selfish, you need to be rather selfless and focus on other people as well. Because if people around you aren't growing, then I'm sorry, you're not successful, then you're just being selfish and you're lonely. But if people around you are growing and they're also on the right path, and you know they're on the road to success as well, for me that is the real meaning of success. What inspires me? My family inspires me a lot. My mother, my father. I've seen them not give up on life. Both of them are doctors, Marshall, and both of them are very successful. And I've seen them not given to the the glitter and the shine that you get with success. I've seen them not given to that. I've seen them take the right path, even though it's the most toughest and a difficult one. But I've seen them do that. So I think that really inspires me. My grandfather, my dada, he inspired me. He's no longer with us, but he's one of my biggest inspirations. Any person who's doing the right thing inspires me. Anyone who's probably all successful and whatnot, but has taken the wrong path, I don't think that inspires me at all. So anyone who's honest, loyal, and still taking the right path is an inspiration for me. Next for me is currently we're working on Parchi, which is the next film, and I'll be acting in that as well. And then we've got a few other films locked up, which we will be working on very soon. But the current project that I can talk about right now is Parchi, and this year end, inshallah, it will be released. And it's a comedy film. It's a gangster comedy, and I'm very hopeful about it. I mean, I've read the script 100 times, even then I laugh at it. Does that make me stupid? No. But it's something that I'm looking forward to, and you should too. My advice to the younger generation is, no matter what profession you take, no matter what you want to do in life, just do it with honesty. Do it with pure intentions. Even though there are times when you feel that you just want to give up and probably nothing has worked for you, just don't give up on that moment, because you never know that probably the moment where you want to give up is the moment where God is testing you, whether you want this in your life or you just wished for it. So just don't give up. And failure is only when you give up. Just have the purest of intentions. Just be honest, be loyal to yourself and people around you, and I guarantee you that you will achieve success. Thank you everyone for bearing with me with UKVibe.TV. Thank you for listening to my so long answers, but thank you so much for watching this. And if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook. It's Hareem Farooq, and no official, that's it. It's just Hareem Farooq. And thank you for watching this video.